I'd like to call the 2010 meeting of the University Assembly to order. Before we begin with the main business, just a couple of comments about this is actually a dual meeting. The first meeting is the University Assembly, which is of the faculty as a whole, all full-time faculty. That will consist of the President's address, and we will then have one item of business of looking at the revision of the Constitution. We're going to have a change in the agenda order. We will move up the questions to President Clements to after his talk and before the discussion of the Constitution. I'd like to recognize a number of honored guests who are here today. We have former President Hardesty. We have several members of the Board of the Governors. And I'd also like to recognize Beth Clements, who is here as well. And with no further ado, I'd like to introduce President Jim Clements, who will give us the State of the University address for 2010.
Thank you, Dr. Stolzenberg. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here on this absolutely beautiful day. Sit back, relax, get comfortable. We're going to take about 30 or 40 minutes for the presentation. Today, we're at a pivotal moment for WVU and for higher education. We have a lot to be proud of, and we have a lot to be thankful for. But we are now at a time when together we must chart a course for the future of our university. Our mandate is clear. As we approach the 150th anniversary of the Land Grant Initiative, we must reimagine our mission for the 21st century. We must work together to meet the challenging needs of our students, to answer the growing call for accountability from the public, to address the critical problems facing West Virginia and the world, to expand and reimagine our research agenda, and to provide relevant outreach to our state. Consider this new vision statement proposed by the Strategic Planning Council. By 2020, West Virginia University will grow in national stature, thereby enhancing educational attainment, global engagement, diversity, and the vitality and well-being of the people of West Virginia. Let me read that proposed vision one more time. By 2020, West Virginia University will grow in national research stature, thereby enhancing educational attainment, global engagement, diversity, and the vitality and well-being of the people of West Virginia. This is more than a vision. It's a mandate, and is delivered at a critical time in history of the nation and in the history of WVU. Our university is strong, solid, stable, and successful. We are grounded in success, and we are poised for the future. But the demand for action is clear, and it is urgent. We cannot wait. The course that we must chart is clear. We must dedicate ourselves to research in an unprecedented way. We must prepare our students to succeed in a complex and competitive 21st century worldwide workplace. We must create a rich fabric of diversity on our campus to ensure that the best mix of the best minds produce the best outcomes. We must provide life-changing outreach for the people of West Virginia through education, healthcare, and economic development. The strong foundation of our success, including the successes, and there were many this past year, shows us that we are ready to meet these challenges. Our strategic planning process was led by Dr. Michelle Wheatley, our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Chris Kalinda, Chancellor for the Health Sciences. I'd like to ask them both to stand and be recognized and to remain standing. The Strategic Planning Council was chaired by Dr. Nigel Clark, who also served as the chair of the Faculty Senate from 2009 to 2010. I would like to ask Dr. Clark to please stand and accept our thanks and remain standing. The Strategic Planning Council includes more than 40 members from across the campus, and their efforts provide us with a framework for the future of our great university. I would like to ask the members of the Strategic Planning Council to please stand and accept our thanks and remain standing. We also had several work groups that included more than 250 members of the university community. I would like to ask the members of the work group to please stand and accept our thanks. Anybody from the working groups? I want to personally thank each and every one of you. I know how hard you worked, and I know you worked through the summer. I know you've been working all fall, so please accept my thanks for the great job that you have done. Thank you. Now, the future will ask much from us, but it promises us even more if we accept the challenge and the change. Together, we can craft a plan for WVU that will lift us to unprecedented growth and success. At this pivotal moment, we will make choices and take steps that will define our future. The mandate is clear, and we cannot wait. The framework for the Strategic Planning Council has 5 major goals that are proposed. Consider the first goal: engage undergraduate, graduate, and professional students in a challenging academic environment. When it comes to preparing our students, our call for action is clear. We must improve retention and graduation rates. We must instill critical thinking skills as the hallmark of a WVU degree. We must prepare students for a diverse and global workplace by immersing them in a diverse and global university community. We must increase opportunities for undergraduate research. We must partner more strongly with K-12 system to provide every student with the opportunity for academic success and a model for lifelong learning. As we pursue these objectives, we must continue to strengthen access to undergraduate and graduate education and raise the educational attainment in our state. This is the path to a future of economic well-being in all of our 55 counties. This past year, our enrollment remained a strong indicator of our success. Enrollment on all WVU campuses is approximately 32,350 this fall. The number of minority students enrolled this year increased by an incredible 11%, and our international student numbers grew by 5%. At a time when states were covering budget shortfalls with large tuition hikes, we held the line on in-state tuition and modestly increased non-resident rates. Recognizing the cost of college continues to be a challenge for families in today's economic climate, we allocated $1 million to support need-based student aid last year and added another $250,000 to that this year. As another indicator of success, the Education Trust ranked us as one of the top 4 public institutions in the entire country for attracting and graduating academically qualified, low-income minority students. However, access alone is not enough. The quality of our undergraduate and graduate programs and the success of our graduates are critically important to the future economic vitality of our state. Many of our programs earned national recognition this year. One example is in the College of Engineering and Mineral Resources. According to a recent Wall Street Journal survey of employers, WVU SEMR graduates were ranked 23rd in the entire nation for being the best prepared and the most able to succeed. It's exciting to see that we have grown programs that can reach these heights. Our students also continue to compete for and win the most competitive national scholarships, including the coveted Goldwater and Truman scholarships. In athletics, where our men's basketball team not only made it to the Final Four, it was also recognized for being in the top 10% of all men's basketball teams in the country for retention and academic success. Our student athletes have been incredibly successful on the field and in the classroom. Athletic Director Oliver Luck is now setting a goal of a 75% graduation rate and a top 25 ranking for all of our teams. To build future success, we have already targeted at least 4 areas of focus this year. Last year, I announced that we would begin the process of adding 100 faculty lines to improve the quality of our educational experience. This past spring, Provost Wheatley allocated the first 30 faculty positions to put outstanding scholar educators in the classroom to support our core curriculum. Some of these faculty lines have already been filled, and others are currently in progress. Second, our retention and graduation rates are approximately around the national average, but we need to improve them significantly above that national average. This past year, I asked Provost Wheatley and Vice President Ken Gray to take this on as a top priority. We now have hired a retention specialist within academic affairs and created a retention council. We are also more closely aligning the academic and student support systems to promote retention. And through the Higher Education Policy Commission, WVU will chair a statewide effort on college preparation, attendance, and retention. Healthy students enjoy superior academic success. Last year, I announced that we would create a new Student Health and Wellness Center, as well as outdoor green space for recreation, intramurals, and club sports. A team led by Vice Presidents Ken Gray and Vice President Narva Weiss championed plans that the student body president, Chris Llewellyn, characterized as hitting the ball out of the park. We're moving forward on those plans within a very aggressive timetable. This focus on health and fitness is crucial to our success. Healthy students learn more, and they achieve more. We are also building stronger connections for our undergraduate students and our graduate and professional schools. Academic Affairs and Health Sciences are creating a new specialized advising program for pre-health profession students. A similar program will be launched for pre-law advising. Finally, we recognize our mandate to help strengthen K-12 education. We already contribute in many ways to the education of the children in this state. For example, a research project launched in our College of Human Resources and Education is evaluating preschools and child care centers in all 55 counties in West Virginia. The findings will be used to help improve the quality of child care around the state. With a statewide network of extension and healthcare facilities, we are uniquely positioned to change the lives of children in our state, help educate the adult workforce, and support the state's goal of increasing educational attainment. This is our land-grant mission. The importance of a cohesive education system has never been more crucial. Last month, the National Academies released an update to the landmark report, Rising Above the Gathering Storm. The report voices concerns about college preparation, particularly in science and math, and about the competitiveness of U.S. companies in discovery and in innovation. Our entire education system must help our nation regain its competitive edge. A strong research agenda at WVU reinforces the education mission, no matter the discipline. It equips our faculty with advanced knowledge and exposes students directly to learning through discovery. Thus, our second most critical goal, the one that actually really ties the plan together, is to excel in research, creativity, and innovation. Research, creativity, and innovation are the foundation for our plans for the future. We are building on the successes of our faculty in a record-setting year. Sponsored research last year hit a record high of almost $178 million. This fiscal year, we have already secured $49 million, which puts us $21 million ahead of this time last year. Very impressive numbers based on a lot of people doing really good work. Several examples that I want to point out show the kind of interdisciplinary research that we must undertake for the future. We are creating an interdisciplinary center based on bio-nanotechnology funded by an EPSCoR grant. We will use the PIRE Award from the National Science Foundation to establish an international research and education program to detect gravitational waves. An interdisciplinary project based in the PI School of Journalism, resulted in the nation's first and only World War I memorial of its kind, located in McDowell County, honoring the service of African American veterans. Faculty and undergraduate students created an interactive display with a mobile app that will make the exhibit available worldwide. And today, I'm announcing a new $5 million award in neurosciences from the National Institutes of Health that will support 5 core laboratory facilities for any WVU researchers who need the specialized equipment that is offered there. Our continued success depends on hiring, mentoring, and retaining the highest quality faculty. Last year, I highlighted the importance of investing in research and investing in resources strategically and wisely. Today, I can report progress in this area. I'm pleased to report that the next 30 new faculty lines are in fact budgeted again this year, and they will be allocated where research growth and innovation can best be leveraged. It is not enough to ask our faculty to simply do more research. With the additional faculty lines comes the opportunity for strategic cluster hires, the ability to strengthen our niche areas, and the ability to find new ways to support existing and emerging programs. In addition, Provost Wheatley will lead a comprehensive review of all internal grants that support faculty development and scholarship. I'm very pleased to announce that the pool for faculty Senate development and other seed grants will immediately increase by $350,000 to help fuel faculty research, scholarship, and creative activity. Facilities are also essential to our research capacity. This year, renovations to Whitehall and a new 22,000 square foot biomedical research vivarium were initiated. This year, as part of our facilities master plan, we will continue to strategically allocate resources where they are most needed to support research growth. We must and will create a more efficient research infrastructure that supports faculty in the development of grants. It is imperative that we continue our efforts to streamline the grant application process. Last year, several steps were taken to move towards a more electronic process to support the development of budgets for grant applications and to offer grant preparation workshops. The research office is already working on a more effective and complete electronic grant submission and award management process. We will need to allocate the resources necessary to guarantee its success and to remove bureaucratic barriers. Success in research also requires a renewed commitment to graduate education and undergraduate research opportunities. This year, I will ask Provost Wheatley, you'll get a theme of me asking Provost Wheatley to do a lot of things. This year, I will ask Provost Wheatley and Chancellor Kalinda to re-examine our support of graduate and professional education, including opportunities for new, high-quality doctoral programs and interdisciplinary graduate programs, as well as the compensation packages for our graduate students and graduate student housing. Related to housing, we will issue a request for proposals to identify a partner to help us provide affordable housing for graduate students at the former site of the College Park Apartments. A third and essential goal of the plan is to foster diversity and an inclusive culture. As a flagship university, we must be a model of diversity and inclusion. We need to create a new university-wide structure to promote diversity, inclusion, and equity, and to explore new ways to integrate diversity into the curriculum and into our research agenda. This will accelerate, coordinate, and raise the profile of the good work that is already taking place. We have an incredible opportunity. We were recently awarded a $3.2 million grant from the National Science Foundation to create an advanced center at WVU to promote women in the STEM disciplines. It will also allow us to address programs, policies, and activities that improve the work-life conditions of both male and female faculty, both inside and outside of the STEM fields. This year, 42 institutions applied to NSF only 6 were selected. This is an impressive achievement for WVU. Being an advanced institution signals to others in higher ed that we are serious about supporting all of our faculty, that we are working hard to advance women in the STEM fields. Our Strategic Planning Council has called for us to become a model institution in the state for the attraction and inclusion of diverse groups, to incorporate diversity broadly into the curriculum and the research agenda, to create an integrated administrative infrastructure to promote diversity, inclusion, equality, and inter-community outreach. A fourth goal of the plan, advance international activity and global engagement. As one member of the Strategic Planning Council said, globalization has already happened. It's no longer a matter of getting ready for it. Cultural competence and global interaction are now essential. They're essential skills for our faculty, staff, students, and stakeholders. We must be a pathway between our state and the world. Global engagement means many things to many people. In fact, I doubt that 2 people in this room would actually define it the same way. Some will see educational or recruiting opportunities for our students. Others will see economic development, innovation exchanges, and research. Many of our academic programs are already incorporating international components and study abroad. But for us to become more globally connected, we must improve the coordination of our fast-growing efforts. Recruiting students, economic development, research partnerships, alumni relations, and many other initiatives will flourish together if they are more carefully connected. Our 5th and final major goal is essential to fully realizing our land-grant mission for the 21st century. We must enhance the well-being and quality of life for the people of West Virginia. I have said many times, there isn't a university in the country that means as much to its state as we mean to West Virginia. That is a true statement. This past year, a campus-wide task force applied for WVU to be awarded an engagement classification by the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. Through this process, we identified some great outreach activities that are already happening across the campus, and we reaffirmed that engagement is a valued piece of our enterprise at WVU. We need to be more coordinated in our outreach from our campuses, extension services, and healthcare system. The idea of coordination is a reoccurring theme in so many of the new strategic in the new strategic framework. This past year, we took a major step by beginning the process of better coordinating the health sciences enterprise that grew so rapidly over the past decade. A new alignment of our physicians group, our hospitals, and our clinics resulted in the formation of WVU Healthcare. This formation will give us the flexibility to adapt to the changing health needs of the community and to adapt to changes in the health policies that are coming under federal reform. The system includes a robust, secure IT infrastructure for accessing patient records that has resulted in us being recognized as one of the top 3% in the entire country. As we move forward, consider this past year that WVU Healthcare served more people than ever before, that Ruby Memorial Hospital reached record high occupancy levels over the summer, that the number of patients treated at our medical offices across the region also reached an all-time high. Long before healthcare reform became a national priority, WVU health providers were committed to providing healthcare to all who needed it, regardless of their ability to pay. Our healthcare enterprise spends tens of millions of dollars each year for West Virginians who are underinsured or uninsured. From this structure, from budget and capital planning to education and outreach to research infrastructure, a new era has started at the health sciences. We are poised for the future, in a large part because of the investment made possible by the late Senator Robert C. Byrd. His vision for a world-class health system in his beloved state has become a reality, and we will continue to work hard on that vision every single day. To review, we've outlined 5 major priorities for our strategic plan. Number 1, the success of our students. Number 2, the excellence of our research. Number 3, the diversity of our culture. Number 4, our engagement with the world. And number 5, the coordination of our outreach in West Virginia. This is the blueprint for our future. From this list, the Strategic Planning Council suggests that research and scholarship stand out as the game changers for us over the next decade. Research growth will promote national and international visibility and enhance our reputation, expand the institution's global footprint, contribute to a vibrant curriculum, and help us to better educate our students, attract diverse and high-achieving students, faculty, and staff, enhance graduate education as we strengthen it to support research, advance the state's economy, and enhance the quality of clinical health care. In short, our research and scholarship makes us a better institution in all ways for all of our stakeholders. It adds vitality to the campus, enriches our work environment, and creates opportunities to transform and even save lives. A campus steeped in research culture attracts the very best students and the very best faculty and the very best staff. It expands the curriculum and helps develop the critical thinking skills of our students in all disciplines. It builds bridges for West Virginia's advancement in the nation and in the world. And it creates portals for others to invest in West Virginia. Now, how do we make it all happen? Let's talk about it for a minute. Accomplishing the vision of the strategic plan will take resources. You know that. We will find ways to increase our resource base. But honestly, we must also find ways to use our resources more effectively and more efficiently. We will be seeking input on how we can realistically do just that. WVU finished the fiscal year with a positive operating margin, and we anticipate an unqualified financial opinion for fiscal year 2010. In addition, our bond rating was recently upgraded. Both of these are indicators of a strong financial management structure and a responsible accounting system. At a time when faculty pay increases across the country hit a 50-year low, our strong fiscal management enabled us to commit more than $6.5 million to a faculty and staff salary improvement plan. That is $1.5 million more than we originally set aside. It is so important that we dedicate resources to retain our faculty and our staff. In addition, private giving made record gains this past year. Last year, fundraising total stood at about $80 million in cash, pledges, and gifts in kind. This is a jump from $58 million the previous year, which is about a 38% jump. In a tough economy, when there are so many worthy causes where people can direct their donations, this is truly remarkable and wonderful, a wonderful show of support for all the work that you do, those of you in this room. And we owe a lot of thanks to our very loyal, very, very loyal donors and supporters. Now it's time to turn our attention to the next comprehensive private fundraising campaign. With the WVU Foundation, we're reviewing our fundraising priorities, and we will present a capital campaign goal next year. The timing of the new campaign meshes perfectly with our timetable for our strategic plan. Without a doubt, a successful fundraising campaign is critical to the new strategic vision. Our successes this past year are profound, given what's happening across the country. Budget cuts, furloughs, hiring freezes, and academic programs that are being cut nationwide. We're not immune to these challenges, and we must intensify our efforts to preserve and grow our resources. We must meet regularly with state leaders and strengthen relations with our alumni and stakeholders locally, nationally, and globally. We must continue to increase our research and our service and the quality of our academic programs through additional faculty lines. We must continue to work towards nationally competitive salaries for our faculty and for our staff. We also need to continue to enhance benefits that impact our ability to recruit and retain quality staff and faculty. All of this requires strategic uses of our resources. As a result, we will need to invest in areas of excellence that guarantee the best return on our limited dollars. Our facilities must support our goals. I have charged Vice President Narvel Weiss to develop a proposed master plan to allocate capital resources in support of the new strategic plan once it is finalized. The master plan will incorporate space for increased faculty lines and growth in research. It will provide more flexibility in classroom scheduling, minimize rental spaces, continue our efforts in sustainable design, and take into consideration traffic patterns. Narvel, can you fix that? In conjunction with and part of the university's facilities plan, Health Sciences will reinvent its master plan to support the renewal of its infrastructure, to build state-of-the-art interprofessional education and simulation spaces. Finally, we must be sure that our systems and our organizational structures align with our goals. We must promote an efficient and user-friendly culture. We must break down administrative and academic silos to assure that departments can and do work together to support the university's goals. Over the course of this year, I'm charging our vice presidents to improve our internal service culture and promote better collaboration. The message from our campus constituencies is clear, and our response must also be clear. Our strategic plan for the future, our answer for the mandate for change and action, will chart our course. By following it, we can become the university we must be to survive and thrive in a rapidly changing world. I am as impatient as many of you in this room to advance our institution, to embrace change, and to excel. We need action, and we need to begin now. For those of you who know me, I like to make promises, but I like to keep those promises. Today I made several promises to you, promises of real action that will help us fulfill the vision for our strategic plan. Number one, last year I pledged that we would add 100 new faculty lines. We already allocated 30 of these positions to advance education in the core curriculum. This year we will allocate 30 more to leverage research and scholarship. Number two, we know that student performance is enhanced by good health and recreation. We will provide funding to fully implement the Student Comprehensive Health Plan and the Recreation Plan that was unveiled recently. Number three, I'm proud of WVU's many successes in building diversity. However, in many cases, these great activities take place independently from one another. This year, we will foster an organizational framework to promote the coordination, collaboration, and communication that expands and elevates our diversity programs. Number four, in the same manner as with diversity, we must make a collaborative effort to move forward on new structures and systems that support the better coordination of wide-ranging global engagement activities. Number five, to advance research and graduate and professional studies at WVU, we will identify a core set of strong programs or interdisciplinary ventures. We will invest in their growth and success over the next several years. As these programs grow into nationally and globally visible successes, we will build the foundation and continually invest in more programs. Number six, the efficient management of grants and other support for discovery and innovation are essential at a research institution. The user work group that studied this issue for the Strategic Planning Council told us that the current system merits continued attention. We will work to remove barriers to research productivity. We will work collaboratively with faculty and staff to meet their needs while maintaining regulatory compliance and fiscal responsibility. Number seven, under the leadership of the provost, we will immediately increase internal funding available for faculty grants and other seed grants by $350,000 for research, scholarship, and creative activity. Our university is more than an institution. Our university is actually the combination of all of us in this room and each person whose life we improve. One such person is Holly Mitchell, a young woman who grew up in Shioyan, West Virginia. She is the daughter of a power company worker and a homemaker. Like me, her parents didn't go to college, but they wanted their children to have that opportunity. In high school, Holly excelled in science and in math. She also discovered the Health Sciences Technology Academy called HISTA, an award-winning statewide program founded right here at WVU. The program prepares rural, minority, and economically disadvantaged kids from high schools in West Virginia. It prepares them for college, and it prepares them for careers in the health sciences. It brings high school students and teachers to the campus each summer for clinic, laboratory, and classroom training, then provides support for science projects in the students' own communities during the school year. HISTA has served 1,300 students. 96% of them have gone on to college, compared to the state average of 61%. Additionally, 90% of those students have graduated from college. 90% of those students have graduated from college, compared to the 44% average statewide. The HISTA program led Holly to WVU, where she majored in psychology and later earned a master's degree in public health. These are her words about the life-changing experience. I think HISTA is the missing link for students like me. It truly was the answer to my dream of obtaining a college degree. Today she works as a professional services liaison with the Center for Organ Recovery and Education, called CORE, assisting Southern West Virginia hospitals with their donation programs. She is now giving back to HISTA by serving as a mentor, passing on her skills and her life-changing vision to new generations of West Virginia students. Holly Mitchell is here with us today, along with two of her mentors, Dr. Ann Chester, the founding director of HISTA, and Kathy Morton McSwain, HISTA Education Coordinator. Can you please help me welcome them to say a few words? Thank you.
Thank you so much. And HISTA asked me to come and brag about the wonderful program, and I said, absolutely no problem. I actually represent some other students that are like me. So I'm not just one person as a success. As you heard the statistics, we have physical therapists, we have wonderful teachers that were HISTA kids, we have nurses, we have a physician now, so we have covered the gamut of some professional careers, all because of HISTA. I would like to thank President Clements and the university and Provost Wheatley from the past and current HISTA students and even the future HISTA students, because we're all going to benefit. The state is going to benefit from such a wonderful program. And as he was saying, since 1994 at East Bank High School, East Bank Junior High School actually, when I first signed up, I was very proud to call myself a HISTA kid. And the program gave me so much more than, some of the academics. I really got a lot out of it because it was my missing link. I was so focused on wanting to go to college. The prayers were answered. A few things I would like to cover that I think really HISTA helped me with was accessibility. After a while, being on the campus at WVU in the summer programs and being reminded that it was a program sponsored by WVU, it didn't seem so far away. A 4-hour football game, of course, that's nice, right? But after you see yourselves in the college classrooms and working with professors, you really started to see, I think I could do this. This isn't too bad. So HISTA not only touched Shillian, but they were in Beckley, Welch, and other communities in West Virginia that really benefited from that. They also gave us tools to succeed. Math and science were definitely the heart of our curriculum, but other courses really stuck out in my mind that helped focus me in on really what I wanted to do. We had professional psychology classes, computer science classes, and even human anatomy courses. How many 8th graders do you know got to study human anatomy at the School of Medicine with real cadavers? Think about that just for a second. We were all gloved up and, the scrubs and everything. We had a wonderful professor to help us with that. But little did I know that that would be a real beneficial point for me in my career with organ and tissue donation. WVU, I found out, was a place where I could belong. They also helped us out with ACT prep, SAT prep. We had tutors. We really couldn't come up with too much of an excuse not to succeed. Everything was there. Barriers were broken. We were even brought to the university by a bus. We were always kept focused about our challenges that we needed to overcome and that we could actually be the change that we wanted to see back in our communities. They weren't going to say, hey, nice, go ahead, go to college. They wanted to make sure we excelled and that we would bring that back to our communities. I was so happy to learn that, I could come back and make a difference in Kanawha County, in Welch. And those are the same counties that my cohorts were from, but now those are the hospitals that I actually serve in southern West Virginia. They also gave us hope. It's amazing what a little bit of hope can do. You want to strive, you want to succeed, and you can actually start being a success, your own. They didn't just hand it to us. We still had to work. Our grades still had to be up to par, and we had to complete a lot of programs. So it was extra work, really. It wasn't a handout. It was a hand up. They also taught us community service. Learning more and more about healthcare in West Virginia, I really wanted to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. It really helped me see my vital piece in West Virginia that actually one of the greatest gifts that I received from HISTA was that I could be helping the problem, helping things out. HISTA empowered us to be the change we wanted to see. I like to challenge you. Go back to your hometowns, go to your clinics, go to your hospitals. Ask some of the young faces that you see around. They're probably HISTA kids. Ask them about that, and you might get a surprised look and a big smile and a nod yes that they were HISTA kids. I would like to end that HISTA reflects the true Mountaineer spirit, love of family, community, and state, and I can't think of a better program that really embodies much of what the strategic plan that President Clements talked about. And I'll leave you with this, and I do get a little emotional sometimes when I talk about it, but in that song, Country Roads, you get that little twinge in your heart. That's how I feel about HISTA, and that's how HISTA made a difference in me. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. If those of you in the room ever wonder if you make a difference in people's lives, there's a perfect example. What you do is important. You transform lives, and you do it every day. Holly, thank you so much for being here. I want to add, it's no wonder that the HISTA program is now in the top 3 finalists for a major national award from the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities. In so many ways, as Holly said, the HISTA program is an emblem of our strategic plan for the future. It enhances our academic and our research environment. It fosters diversity, and it touches lives in West Virginia. Through this vision, it is time for us to reimagine our land-grant mission. Next to me on stage is the original land-grant document creating West Virginia University in 1867. It was brought here today by John Cuthbert of the West Virginia Collection in the WVU libraries. While Senator Murrill and his colleagues in Congress may not have imagined the day when the world would be linked by computers and the marketplace literally would be global, they certainly envisioned progress and created land-grant universities not only to respond to such advancement, but to drive it. WVU has proudly served West Virginia since this historical document was signed, and we will be the drivers of progress through research, teaching, and outreach like never before. Now it's time to listen to you. The Strategic Planning Council will be seeking feedback via the web and in town meetings in Morgantown, Kaiser, and Montgomery. Every one of us can contribute to the vision that we are creating for our future. Our plan will be a framework for how we can build on a solid foundation of success and harness our enormous potential to become bigger, better, and stronger in our impact to the state, the nation, and the world. That vision, that mandate, and that resolve are clear in the vision statement proposed by the Strategic Planning Council. By 2020, West Virginia University will grow in national research stature, thereby enhancing educational attainment, global engagement, diversity, and the vitality and well-being of the people of West Virginia. Our paradigm is indeed clear. So I offer you this opportunity. Get involved. Be willing to change the way you work and help us seize this pivotal moment. We cannot wait. The future, the plan for the future begins today. Thank you.